Hayley. But I just don't understand why someone would think you were called Alien. But yeah.
Like my mum hates me.
So yes, I think Miss Whitehead understands.
I understand.
Hello Zach as well. Yeah, I'll just give a few more people a chance in case they want to come. I don't want them to miss the history of it. I'll just tell you what we're going to do today, guys, and then I'll go into it. So first I just want to tell you a little bit about the history of nunchucks. Hi Mike. Oh, Ruby. Hi Ruby. Yeah, so I just want to tell you about some of the history of it. I will also go into the different types of nunchucks you can get as well. And then I'm going to start with single nunchuck, and I'm going to go over like rolls first. Okay, so rolls that you can do with them. And then I'll finish with double nunchucks, just because I know that most people have only got one nunchuck. So I don't want to spend too much time on double nunchucks if you can't practice, actually practice them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the different types of nunchucks actually. So most of you guys will have these ones, okay? These are the best nunchucks to start with because they're completely foam. They also have a string cord, so they're really, really light. So when you're working your drills, they're really, really light to do drills with. Also, you're more prone to injuring yourself when you start. So if you start with wooden ones like this, these are completely wood, you will severely hurt yourself if you did accidentally hit yourself like this with them. It would be very, very painful. So I'd always recommend starting with these ones. Then, these are the ones I'm going to be using predominantly today. I've just put white on this so you can see. Okay, I would then move to chain. It just gives it a little bit more of a weight. Okay, so it's a little bit easier. Not easier, but it's a little bit heavier. But it's better for some of like your rolls and stuff to do because it's got a bit of weight too. Then that is when I would then go to wood. I would only go to wood once you've definitely practiced for a while. So if you hit yourself with these ones, it will definitely really, really hurt. So yes, there are different types of ones you've got. I'm going to stick with some foam ones today with the metal chain for you guys. Okay, so a little bit of history. It is a Japanese weapon. Okay, originally from, I can't really pronounce it, but it's Okinawan. Okinawan, yeah. I can't really pronounce it, but that's where it's originated from. Although it was used as a weapon, originally it wasn't intended as a weapon. It was actually used to cut rice in a field like this. Okay, reason being is the time that this was invented, it didn't really go well with the weapons that were invented at that time, against like samurai swords and things like that. It wouldn't really do well against that at all. So it's only as time's gone on, it became a weapon. It got popularised by Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee did not, oh, the telly's going to go off. Bruce Lee did not teach himself it. It was actually Dan Santo who taught Bruce Lee it, and Bruce Lee populated it and made it really, really popular. Okay? Right guys, enough of the boring stuff, I'll get stuck into it. So what I want to start you with first is just a figure eight. So I think most of you guys can all do this. So I want you to do a figure eight if you're doing it along with me, and then swap hands. So you're doing it with both hands. Okay? So we just start with a figure of eight, and we're just swapping hands as we do it. I would recommend putting like some white tape on your nunchucks. It just makes it a bit easier for you to see as it's moving, especially if you're wearing black with black nunchucks. Okay, so just keep swapping hand to hand. That's it. Okay, next one, we're going to go over a reverse one. So you're going to hold it this way, and you're going to do a reverse figure eight. These are really good for the rolls that we're going to do in a second. Okay, but I just want you to try a reverse eight, and again you're going to swap hands with it as well. So again, you always want to be ambidextrous with it and do it off both hands. Okay, and then swap and swap. Good. Okay, so what we're going to move on to now is doing these rolls. Okay, now to do these rolls, we're going to go over single hand, but I'm going to start you with a double hand. It's called like a riff. So we're going to go over and this way. So we're going to work this one first. Okay. The way you do this is you're basically passing it over your hand to the other hand. Okay, so if I come a little bit closer, you can see you can see that I've got the back of my hand is facing up, and then my palm of the hand is facing up on the other one. I always pass it to my backhand. Then I just let the nunchuck go so it's kind of resting on the backhand. And then I just grab this one. Now, as I swing this over, I just catch on the other side, which basically now means that my hands have now switched. So if you notice, I started this way, and I've now ended up this way. So I've swapped my grips over. So now I pass it over this side, I swap, and then I catch it. I pass it over, I swap, and then I catch. Pass it over, and you gradually just speed that up. And when you're doing nunchucks like the spins, you want to hold quite close to the top. If you see, I'm holding it quite close to the chain. I know when you do your forms, you normally hold it in the middle when you're doing like these forms. Okay, if I'm spinning it from there, the chain won't go over for me to grab it. Okay, so hello the low family as well. Okay, so you're gonna get the hold it like this. You're gonna pass it over, come through, and then catch. Pass it over, and then catch. And as I say, you just, as you get more confident with it, you just speed that up, and then you can move your hands as you do it as well. Forwards, back, up, down. Okay? But you're basically just passing it over and moving it. Okay, so I'll show you again a little bit slower. It goes over, you come through, and then this way. Over, and through. Okay? And these are called your riffs. Okay? Now from there, we're going to go into your singles, because when you go into your singles, it will allow you to switch hands. If you just scroll down for me, please. Okay, it'll allow you to scroll to change hands. So this one, if you just notice, we're keeping it in the same kind of flow. We're just going forwards and backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that exact same one, but we're just going to do it with one hand instead of two. We're following the exact same drill. We're going over the backhand. You can do ones where you don't, but that's like infinity rolls, which you're not working on just yet. We're always going to go over the backhand. And then I stall it here, so I don't continue it. Then I go over my backhand this way. And if you notice, my backhand's now facing this way, so I go that way. Backhand's facing that way, so I go that way. So I just go one way, and then the other way. And then this in a second is going to allow me to switch hands as well. Okay, so as I say with this, you want to start off slowly. So I do a little bit slower. You're going to start in this grip. Okay, you're just going to get a little bit of momentum, not too much. Okay, and then swing it over. Exactly the same if I do it slower. So it comes over your hand here. Then I just let go and grab the other one. And then I let that one go. Then I come over, grab, and then it comes to here. Okay, and then all I do is I just speed it up. Okay, when I get a bit more confident with it. Yeah, Debbie, this is what we were doing yesterday, except for we did it in the figure eights. So we just
remember you said Debbie was doing a different version.
Oh, Debbie, what you were doing, I'll show you what you were doing. You were doing this one, where it keeps rolling over your hand this way. So you were rolling it that way, which was not wrong at all, Debbie. It's actually a much harder one, so you're actually doing really well. We just want to be going over the backhand every time, always over the backhand. And then we just go back over the backhand. Okay, the backhand, backhand. And we always want to do it off both sides as well. So you want to swap hands and do it in your left hand. Your left hand probably won't be as good as your right. But we still want to practice it, which is going to allow us to switch over in a second. Okay? Okay, so before I go over this one with you, which is where we swap hands, okay, what I want to do is go over your figure eight rolls. So remember at the start, we did a figure eight roll like this, which everyone's done, and we swapped hands. And then we did a reverse grip. Okay, what I want you to do is add them rolls into it. So them rolls, I'm just going to add it in. So I do my figure eight, but what I do is I give it an extra spin on this side. My fingers go out and I roll it. Okay, so I'm in a reverse grip. So if I do that again a little bit faster, so I go here, I roll it, and now I'm in a reverse grip. Can you see that? Yeah? Okay, so I start in a front grip. Okay, can everyone see me in a front grip here? Yeah? I do my figure 8. I do an extra roll. Whenever I want to roll it, I just do an extra roll. Okay, on that side. And then I roll it. And now I'm in my reverse 8. Now it is much easier to roll from a reverse 8 than it is a forwards 8. I don't know why, it just is. So all I do is when it's here, I don't have to do an extra roll. I just flip it, so now I'm in a front grip. So we go front grip to reverse grip, to front grip to reverse grip. I'll try and show you on the side. So I'm just rolling it every so often. Okay, on this one I'm rolling it on every one. Right, Mike, what we'll do, obviously you're in, you know, oh, okay, Miss Whitehead's just approved Ruby now, I think, so she should be able to watch. Obviously you can watch on yours, but yeah, I think Miss Whitehead's just approved Ruby, so she should be able to get into the videos now as well. Sorry about that. Right, so you're going to go backhand grip, roll to front grip. Now I get that this is really advanced stuff, so even if you just take one bit and practice it, you can book in for private lessons if you want to just work nunchucks as well. Even if I'm not your instructor, feel free to book in and I can go over them with you as well if it is something you want to work. Okay, now from there what we're going to do is work the riffs into singles, and then we'll finish with some double nunchucks for you. Okay, so we're going to start with that single one. Remember we did before? We're going to start with that single roll. Now what we're going to do is as it comes over, we're just going to catch it here. Okay, so that single roll, when I go upwards, I go up and I just catch it. That's all I'm doing. So comes up and I catch it. Then I just pass it over this way and I've now swapped hands. Okay, ooh, and then I drop them. That will happen a lot, guys, as well. Okay, so you roll, and then I catch, and then I'm on this side now. So I can swap hands just by adding my riffs in. Okay, and then you can just play around with it. Then you can do a few rolls on this side. Okay, then you can swap hands, do a few on this side, and then swap hands again. Okay, so you just got to play around with it a little bit, really. And that's a great thing about nunchucks, is there's no set, set way. You kind of make your own choreograph up with it. So you can do your figure 8, choose to roll it. I can then choose to just go into my rolls from there. Okay, I can then from there go into a double hand. I can switch. Okay, so it's not really like a set way of doing things. You just choose what you want to do with it. So I can just go back into my riffs if I want to. Then I can go into single, back into swapping hands. So you've got a few options, okay? Before I move, the next bit is to move on to double nunchucks. I just want to recap what I've done because I am very aware I'm probably going quite fast, especially if you're new to it. I know a few of you guys that I know, I think Tina, John, Debbie pretty much, and I think you guys have got the rolls, and a few of my students like Tom's got them really good, but I know for a lot of people it'll be brand new for you guys, so if I'm going a little bit fast, I do apologise. You can always watch the video back, pause it, rewind it, maybe slow-mo it. I don't know if you can do that. But I'll just recap over, okay? So we've started with the figure of 8, which I think we can all do. Okay, swap hands. Hi, Andy. Okay, we've then gone into a reverse grip. Okay, which again, should be okay for everyone to do. And we've swapped hands. We've then worked your riffs. So working it, coming over one hand, over the other. And again, it's just passing it. If I do it slow, passing it, until you just speed that up. Okay, we've then gone over the single arm one, so you're just rolling it with one. And again, we've done that in both hands. We've done left and right. Okay, and then we can add that together. So I can do a single, into a riff to swap hands, back into a riff, into a single, so I can switch hands. Oh, and then you drop them again. Okay, and then we finished with doing your figure 8. Oh no, sorry, we did this in between. We did our figure of 8 rolls. So we've rolled it off each one of them. Okay, and again, you want to try it with both hands. Okay, as I say, it's hard. You can see I'm probably a lot slower on my left side, but you still want to practice it. Okay, so they are all single ones. We're going to move on to double ones now, but they are all your single ones. Personally, I prefer single. I just think there are a lot more stuff you can do with doing rolls, catches. Yeah, I really like single. But as I say, I will go over double. So when you do double, make sure you've got like similar weighted ones. So I've got my wooden ones, which I can show you. So I've got 2 of them as well. Just so if I want to do double, I can mix it up and try and do double with them. Okay, so with double, what I want you to start off with first is doing a figure 8 with both of them. I think Andy, I think you've done this one actually, from Mike Gregory's post that he did. But you basically do figure 8. Now if I do a figure of 8 and keep them in line with each other, they're going to hit. So what I need to do is have one over the top and one underneath, or whichever way around. And I can either keep them there or alternate them. So I'll just do my figure 8. Now I can swap. So one's going over, one's going on the top, or I can just keep them in that same space. Okay, so I'm just doing my figure 8. I can make them smaller and I can make them bigger. Okay, completely up to you. And then I just catch them underneath and I can strike them both out as well. Okay, so I can do figure 8 just the same as your ordinary ones, and then you get hit. We just put one over and one under, and we're just going to catch them underneath, and then you can do a strike with them as well. Okay, or you can do both at the same time. Okay, I'm just going to practice that. If you have got 2, then you can practice with me, or they're not that expensive if you do want to order a second pair. I think they're like £5-6 if you do want to order some. Okay, obviously the more expensive, the more better quality they are. So what you're going to do from there is we're going to put one high and one low. Okay, this is where it gets tricky because your body is not doing it asymmetrical. Is that right? Yeah, asymmetrical. They're both doing the same thing. Yeah. Asymmetrical. I don't know. They're doing the same thing anyway. So basically what you're going to do is one's going to go down and one's going to go up. So one down, one up. One down, one up. Now I can do one spin or I can do 2 spins. You're going to find your left hand's probably a lot harder with this one. If you struggle, do one and then the other one. Okay? You want your arms to move up and down as you do it as well. So one goes down, one goes up, one goes down, one goes up. Okay, so you've also got that, which is doing, so your body's doing 2 different things. The next one is you can do rolls with them. The rolls we've just practiced, you can do double-handed ones. That's why it's really important to practice both sides. So at the minute I'm doing it to the side. Okay, so if I do it this way, and then you drop them again. That will happen a lot, guys, honestly, when you practice. You drop them a lot. So you can do them from side, okay, or, so that's on the side, or you can get them coming in towards each other, okay, so they come this way in, and you roll them that way, okay, so they come in, okay. And the last one, as I say, there's lots and lots and lots of drills. You can do like your counts. Okay, so all the counts that you do, you can do them counts as well. Okay, so there's loads of stuff you can do with them. Okay, but the last one we're going to cover is doing your rolls, but we're going to roll up and then roll down. Roll up, roll down. So both of them are coming up, and then both of them going down. So you can only do that if you've got this roll. If you don't have that roll, then that's not going to work. Okay, so you have to have this roll first. Okay, once you can do that roll off both sides, then you can even just do it with one. Okay, so if you've only got one nunchuck, you can just roll one up and then one down. One up, one down. Okay, so you don't need to have two for this one. Okay, but obviously if you do have two, or you end up getting two, you can then do it with both of them as well. Okay, and then both down. Okay guys, so just to recap, I'll go over them again. But just to recap, you can also obviously do your figure eight rolls as well. They work better in like a reverse grip. So you do your reverse grip, and then you can roll them. And you can go back up. It's just I just kind of play around with double nunchucks. I don't really have like a set routine for them or anything. I just kind of play around with them. But yeah, just to recap the history of them. Originally, they weren't made as a weapon. They were made for cutting the rice. Okay, when they were made, as I said at the start, it didn't really go very well with the weapons at that time, like against like samurai swords and things. It was only later on that they were used with weapons. Remember as well, they were populated by Bruce Lee, but he did not teach himself it. Danny Santos taught him it. And don't forget about our lineage as well. Okay, so remember Bruce Lee taught Danny Santo, not nunchucks, but other martial arts skills. Danny Santo taught our instructor Mike Gregory, which a lot of you guys have seen awesome videos from him. He's an amazing instructor, very talented. He's been taught by Danny Santo, which is, you know, second to the best from Bruce Lee. And then obviously Mike Gregory teaches the FMA staff team, who then also teach you guys. Okay, so you've got a really good lineage. Also the staff team of so Master Rolls, Miss Shipley, I think a few other instructors have actually been taught by Danny Santo as well. They've gone to LA to train with him personally. You know, so you are getting taught by, you know, great instructors. We've got great lineage. So yeah guys, so that was a repeat over the history, and then we went over the single one, which is just doing your figure eight swapping hands. Then we went over your reverse figure eight. Then we went over your riffs, so working on these ones, so just passing it over and then over. Okay, we then worked your single ones, okay, off both hands, as I say. So we've worked off both hands. We've then worked swapping the hands as well, get them twisted. So we've worked swapping your hands, so you go from left to right. We've worked your figure of eight rolls as well, off both sides. And then we have gone into double nunchucks, which was working on your figure eights, like this. We worked on your throwing out, we worked on doing one up, one down. Okay, we worked on doing your double rolls to the side, double rolls in, and they come up to your face. Okay, and then we finished off with double rolls up, double rolls down, double rolls up, double rolls down. Okay, as you can see, you still won't get hit by them. Make it look easy. Not when I'm getting hit in the face. It just takes practice, guys. Okay, so you just got to keep practicing them. I basically just taught myself them, watched loads of videos, looked at them, tried to see how to do them, dropped them more times than
Hit the dog. I
hit the dog with one, yeah. Accidentally, obviously. I've not yet hit Miss Whitehead with one though, although she keeps getting scared that I will, but it's not happened yet. But yeah, I dropped them loads of times first. But you just want to make it so it becomes muscle memory. It's literally just practice. And the more you practice, it literally will just become muscle memory the more you do it then as well. But yeah, if anyone does want any lessons on them, you know, I'm not the best at them. Like, there's so many videos out there where people are absolutely fantastic with them. I'm not the best with them, but I can kind of teach you what I do know. So if anyone does want to book any lessons, even if you're not my student, it'd be nice to get to know other students anyway. So feel free to book some lessons in and I'll go over what I do know. But then to a certain extent, it's just kind of playing around with them yourself a little bit then as well. Right, I think that's pretty much everything I can cover with you today. But, oh, thank you, Mason. Mason's one of the fastest I've seen with nunchucks, to be fair. He's very, very fast with them, and Ethan. Okay. Right, guys. Oh, excellent, Ruby. I look forward to having a little look at your video, see how you've been getting on. Don't forget, Ruby, you can do private classes and stuff as well. I miss you. I haven't seen you for ages. I've kept promising you I'd do the foot dance with you as well. Right, guys, anyway, well done. Hope you kind of could follow along with that. As I say, you can watch the video back, pause or anything, and if anyone wants any lessons on it, please let me know. But yeah, I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye, guys.